What's your net worth? Do you know? I want to go over the difference between net worth and liquid net worth and kind of explain the whole concept in general to help you figure out yours. And at the end, I'm going to give you a really easy website that you can go to keep track of your net worth forever. Hey there, my name is Jen, and I am the creator of Modern Frugality. I'm trying a little different setup today, kind of trying to get a little more casual, just having a conversation type thing. So we'll see how it works. I'll record a few videos like this, and then maybe we'll go back to the old format. I don't know. But today I want to chat about net worth because so many people confuse net worth with how much you actually have in the bank. So when people are like, I'm a millionaire or I'm a billionaire, I don't know who you're talking to that's saying I'm a billionaire, but people aren't actually saying I have $1 billion or I have $1 million in the bank. That's not what they're saying. They're referring to their net worth. But there's also something called liquid net worth, which is important, and it's kind of more so your cash in the bank. So let's look at both. Figure out how you can calculate your net worth and how to make it better. Net worth. So net worth is just all of your assets minus all of your liabilities. Assets are things that you can sell off and liquidate. So it's your house, your car, your investments, the cash you have in the bank, anything you have that's worth money. Your liabilities are anything that you owe. So your mortgage, your student loans, your credit card debt, anything that you owe anybody. So it's your assets, the amount of your assets minus the amount of your liabilities. That's what your traditional net worth is. So when people say they have $1 million, they may only have, 20, 30 grand in the bank, maybe even less, but they maybe have a $500,000 home and a $20,000 car. And this isn't the amount you bought your car for. It's the amount, if you sold it tomorrow, what you would get for it. So it's stuff like that. So what's liquid net worth? Those are things that you already have liquid that you can go out and buy stuff with. So it's the cash you have in your bank. It's not your house or your car or your 401k. You can get those liquidated, but it takes some work. You'd have to sell your house. You'd have to sell your car. You'd have to take out a 401k loan or take penalties on it. So this is really just the liquid cash that you have sitting around either in your savings and checking, in a high yield savings account. Maybe you have a regular brokerage that you're investing in beyond your retirement accounts. It's stuff like that. Now, why is it important to know this? I believe it's really important to know your net worth so that you can start to close the wealth gap. Most of us are familiar with the wage gap. So women earn about 81 cents for every dollar a man earns. But there's this bigger concept called the wealth gap. And over time, the top 1% of net worth individuals, their net worth has skyrocketed over the last 50 years, while the wealth of the middle class has kind of just gone up, like in a pretty sad upward trajectory when you compare it to how the wealthy have grown their wealth. So by knowing your net worth, it's not meant to be something to make you feel guilty or sad about not being as wealthy as Jeff Bezos. But it's meant to fuel a fire for you to realize, like, I need to not just be working on the amount of money I'm making, but I need to be working on the amount of money I am worth, both liquid and total asset. So both are super important. And that comes through not just earning more, but also controlling your expenses. The less you spend, coupled with the more you earn, the more you can save and the higher your net worth will be. And people really are telling the truth when they say it takes money to make money, because as you invest, it really does take 10, 15, 20 years, depending on how much you're investing, for you to see, to start seeing compound interest working for you. So there's going to be a long trudge where you're contributing to your Roth IRA and you're not going to see a lot. In habit psychology, we call that the plateau of latent potential. You just keep going and you think you should be trending upward, but really you're just trending like this. And then all of a sudden you start going like that. And that's the graph you see with habit formation. And it's the same when you look at a lot of compound interest calculators. It's just going, rising a little bit. And then at some point, usually 15 to 20 years in, you can just see it just goes up. So you're investing the same, but compound interest is working its money magic, just growing your money for you. So do I believe the wealth gap is the solution to all of our problems? No. But I believe that it can be a really big factor in helping future generations of our families. Now, my favorite place to track net worth is in Personal Capital. And I've got a link literally in every description of every video I do because I love it so much. It's a free app and you can get it on your computer. And you can put all of your assets and liabilities in there. So every credit card, every savings account, every investment account. And you can start to track your net worth and see it trend upwards. So if you have a lot of student loan debt, you might be at a negative net worth right now, especially if you don't own a home. And that's totally fine if you start at a negative net worth. But you should be working to get back into the black, so that you can see that upward trend. And you don't realize kind of where you're at until you see it on a graph and you can see that number. And once that number starts getting bigger, it starts growing on its own, like beyond anything that you could do to grow it. So I really love Personal Capital. If you sign up through the link in the description or at modernfrugality.com/PCAP, and link an investment account with at least $1,000 in it, you're actually going to get a $20 Amazon gift card from Personal Capital, absolutely free. So if you haven't done that, I highly recommend doing that and starting to track your net worth. And you'll also be able to see your liquid net worth too. It'll keep all of your cash accounts in one section so you can see what you have. And that's super important if you are planning to purchase a house soon. You want to have a good amount of liquid net worth available because that's something that's going to affect your buying power for a home. So thanks for joining me on this short conversation about net worth. I'd love to know in the comments, what is your net worth if you are willing to share it? And if you found out your net worth by plugging everything into Personal Capital, let me know if you were surprised, pleasantly, or sadly. I know that most of the times, once we plug everything in and we actually see it all out in one place, it's often not as bad as you think. So I highly recommend plugging everything in and seeing how it shakes out so that you can get a full picture and start to grow your net worth so that we can start to close this wealth gap once and for all. If you like this, please subscribe to the channel. I'll probably start doing more couch side chats if you like them, and I'll see you next week.